The streams of information from the Akashic records unfold before our eyes. What if the Master of Masters, Jesus of Nazareth, is not merely a faded figure shrouded in the dust of history, but his presence endures as a living reality, a promise etched into the fabric of time nearly 2 millennia ago, with signs of its fulfillment now emerging in this very moment? O seeker, pause and contemplate this. Suppose the source that once foresaw the crash of markets, the devastating wars of the last century, and the shifting of the Earth's crust, now delivers an urgent warning, a pressing message about the hour when humanity must confront the unvarnished truth regarding the Anointed One. Allow your mind to envision it, as though gazing into a mirror that reflects the true nature of existence, a world where empires built on greed and outdated systems, long thought unbreakable, begin to fracture at their very foundations, where veils concealing truths for thousands of years slowly lift under the penetrating light of awakening awareness, and where millions of souls, including yours, experience an inexplicable pull, a profound stirring from the depths of the inner being, something that human language struggles to capture in full. Do you sense this vibration? Many among you believe the upheavals unfolding across the earth today in this year of 2026 occur by mere chance. No, nothing happens by accident within the law of the One. All follows pattern and consequence, reaping what was sown. What you witness represents the unfolding of a cycle long foretold. Across thousands of readings, piercing through the mists of time, runs a thread of messages that unsettles the mortal mind yet illuminates the soul. The return of Him is not confined to a single isolated event. That return may not appear in the form you have long imagined through paintings or doctrines. O seeker on this path, the very fact that this message reaches you now stems from the guidance of your own soul. There exists a purpose in this encounter. In this communion, we delve deeper into the prophecies bestowed, words that may send a chill through the fleshly mind and stir unease, yet prove essential for preparing the soul. We explore the genuine meaning behind the signs, and why, in the hidden layers of the subconscious, you already recognize that the time draws nearer than ever before. The mind shapes reality. Prepare yourself to receive the truth. Gaze upon the timeline of humanity, where the footsteps of one humble soul remain indelibly marked. We speak of the being known as Edgar Cayce, who entered this world in 1877 amid the landscapes of Kentucky. Appearing as an unassuming photographer, a devoted follower of the Christian faith, he became the chosen channel for messages from realms beyond the visible. The world named him the Sleeping Prophet. That title carries depths far beyond its surface. For when his ordinary waking consciousness slipped into slumber, when the personal ego stepped aside, his subconscious mind linked directly to the universal mind, the wellspring of all knowledge. In that profound trance state, space and time dissolved. He could peer into distant bodies racked by suffering thousands of miles away, describing with precision every vein, every affliction within organs, and prescribing natural remedies as though standing at their side. Yet this gift extended beyond the physical form. His mind traversed the barriers of time itself. Warnings poured forth. This foresaw the Black Friday of 1929, when material greed toppled the American economy long before the event unfolded. He spoke of cataclysmic world wars, the rise and fall of nations, and the labor pains of Mother Earth, those geological upheavals, earthquakes, and shifts in the magnetic poles. More than 14,000 readings stand recorded, preserved with care by the Association for Research and Enlightenment, forming a treasury for souls in quest of truth. They encompass the lost civilizations of Atlantis and ancient Egypt, along with visions of the Aquarian Age now dawning in your present era. Still, the most profound shock, the element that halts scholars and seekers alike in thoughtful silence, lies not solely in worldly forecasts. In the deepest readings emerges a recurring theme, a crimson thread woven through lifetimes: the return of Christ. Listen closely. for misunderstanding often springs from the narrow confines of human words. These messages reach beyond past history into an imminent future, a future in which humanity, lost in confusion and wandering, must face the divine essence within itself. And precisely these prophecies, illuminated against the backdrop of your world today in this year 2026, evoke in many a vague dread, yet simultaneously ignite a fierce awakening from the soul's core. For what was once foretold now takes visible shape. Hear this, O seeker of truth, for it binds intimately to the evolution of your soul in this present life. Regarding the return of the Christ, as conveyed through these messages, let not the mind cloud over with images of flesh alone. Do not merely lift your gaze to the physical sky, awaiting a form descending amid literal clouds. The truth, though it sometimes unsettles those who cling tightly to written words, reveals itself plainly here. This return does not unfold as a single moment in time, nor does it belong to one individual alone. It represents the awakening of Christ consciousness. What does this mean? It signifies the state in which the soul recognizes its complete oneness with the Creator. The small self fades away, allowing love, compassion, and truth to reign supreme. Jesus of Nazareth embodied this consciousness fully in human form, serving as the living example for all of you. Yet the prophecy carries a weight you must grasp deeply. This return takes place within you. The kingdom of heaven lies inside each one of you. Before this light can shine in its fullness, however, the shadows must first come into view. As foretold, the transition from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius offers no path strewn with roses. For the new to be born, the old must pass away. You dwell now in a period of purification. Look closely at your world in this present moment. Economic systems and political structures erected upon foundations of greed and division tremble at their core. Why? Because they no longer resonate with the rising vibration of the earth. What was sown returns as harvest. Humanity scattered discord, and now the storm of karmic balance sweeps back to restore equilibrium. The upheavals of Mother Earth, fierce storms, shifting climates, lands that quake, do not represent the wrath of an angry deity. They mirror something deeper. The mind builds reality. The chaos stirring within humanity's collective consciousness manifests outwardly as turmoil in the natural world. Some beings gaze upon these events and perceive an apocalypse. We tell you clearly this is not an ending. This is labor. Do you notice other signs? Your science edges ever closer to the frontiers of spirit. Discoveries in quantum realms, in energy fields, in the nature of consciousness prepare human intellect to embrace higher truths. The sudden surge of inner seeking movements, meditation practices, healing journeys answers the soul's call to align with a new frequency. This can feel unsettling, yes. It demands change. It requires the shattering of long-cherished illusions of safety. Remember this above all: the purpose behind all this upheaval does not lie in sowing fear. Fear stands as the greatest barrier separating you from the One. The purpose is awakening. Humanity stands at a profound crossroads of destiny. Every soul, every being hearing these words, faces a moment of weighing. The choice rests not with world leaders, but within the inner temple of your own being. The return unfolds even now. The question is not when it will arrive, but whether you stand ready to clear the inner sanctuary and welcome this consciousness. Pause for a single breath in this present instant. Listen not merely with ears, but with the soul itself. The most vital question at this hour does not concern whether every word of Edgar Cayce's prophecies proves accurate to the letter. That belongs to the past and the judgments of reason. The true question, the one your soul whispers in the quiet, asks, do you sense this world shifting in ways no language can fully capture? Look inward deeply. The restlessness you feel does not arise by chance. Have the things that once brought fulfillment, fame, possessions, sensory pleasures, begun to taste flat and hollow? Do you gaze upon structures of power, rigid doctrines long deemed untouchable, and suddenly perceive them losing strength, like sand castles before the incoming tide? Do you feel an inner pull, an invisible summons drawing you toward nature, toward truth, toward a deeper connection with the one you had long forgotten? These mark the signs. They represent the vibration of the new age touching every cell within you. An awakening spreads quietly yet powerfully, like an undercurrent beneath the vast ocean. You do not stand alone in this experience. Millions of other beings across the earth undergo the same transformation, the same quiet questioning. O seeker, do not remain silent in the shadows. Let the voice of your soul echo into this space. Ask yourself honestly, and answer without pretense. Where do you stand within this flowing current? If this vibration resonates with the truth inside you, leave your mark here. I believe we are entering an era of awakening. Or if doubt still clouds your mind like morning mist, that too forms part of the journey. Speak your truth plainly. I think this is merely coincidence. No judgment exists here, only choice. And understand this very discussion, this shared exchange, serves as one way the collective consciousness begins to weave itself back together. Do not seek prophecies merely to feed the curiosity of the mortal mind or to nurture dread about tomorrow. Prophecies arrive not to seal fate in advance, but to offer warning. Their ultimate purpose lies not in foreknowledge of the future, but in the preparation of the soul. In this present moment, as chaotic waves of information crash upon us and confusion blankets the shared human mind, the single most vital act does not involve stockpiling material goods. It centers on alignment of the inner self. Mind builds reality. Etch this principle deep into your being. If you construct the temple of your soul with bricks forged in fear, you will harvest destruction and affliction. Fear distorts truth most severely. It casts the shadow that obscures the light of the One. Instead, keep the inner lamp burning clear and steady. True preparation consists of holding the mind serene amid the flux of existence. Allow no illusions of the material world to shake your faith. Live in harmony with eternal values. That path leads forward. Practice compassion, honesty, and responsibility in even the smallest actions. Do not merely speak of love. Become love itself. When you meet your neighbor with patience and understanding, you manifest Christ consciousness here in the flesh. That expression stands as the finest preparation for whatever upheavals earth and sky may bring. And remember, O seeker, the journey home never unfolds in solitude. Seek communion. Community and service form the bedrock of the emerging age. No one enters the kingdom of the Father without taking a brother or sister by the hand. In this time of transition, become an anchor for others. When you lift a faltering soul, you lift yourself and all humanity along with it. Trust the sacred process of evolution. What appears as collapse actually represents purification. The soul's long history has witnessed darkness enveloping the world many times before dawn breaks. The pains you witness now mark the labor throes of a new world, one where human consciousness rises to a higher octave. Above all, hold this truth close within your soul. A realization can transform your entire perception of existence if these prophecies hold true. Then the return of the Christ, the most anticipated and most misunderstood event in human memory, may not arrive as a dramatic spectacle amid literal clouds. It may instead manifest as the simultaneous awakening of Christ consciousness within millions of human hearts. When you choose forgiveness over hatred, He returns through you. When you choose truth over deception, He becomes present. When you look into another's eyes and behold unity rather than separation, that very moment constitutes the second coming. O being of light, your presence here at this precise point in the timeline, in the year 2026, occurs through no accident. You chose to incarnate into this challenging threshold period. Your soul knows it possesses the strength to endure and to radiate. The treasure map hides nowhere in distant stars. It rests within your heart. The answer dwells not outside. The answer emerges in inner silence. Hold fast to faith, keep seeking, remain awake, and never forget every healing force arises from within. The way has been shown. The choice belongs to you.